At this time, please rise if you are able for the playing of our national anthem. Good afternoon and welcome to Nekoosa High School. We are gathered here today for the ceremony to honor the graduation ceremony to honor the class of 2018. Amongst the members of this class are people who have excelled academically, artistically, on the athletic fields, and many of them have demonstrated leadership at Nekoosa High School and in various organizations throughout our community. Working with students, watching them grow, and helping them along on their journey towards graduation is a great part of being in education and one of the many reasons that I love my job. The class of 2018 is made up of many great people, each with their own accomplishments. Mrs. Jackson took time to compile information about this graduating class. 59% of the members of this class have been involved in 2 or more co-curricular activities during the school year. 82% of the members of this class are employed, either during the school year or during summer break. As for future plans, 70% of this year's graduates will be continuing their education at either a technical college, 2-year college, or 4-year university. 21% of the graduates will be joining the workforce, and 9% of the members of the class of 2018 have made the decision to serve their country by serving in the military. At this time, would those graduates going into the military please stand and be recognized? Parents, grandparents, friends, family, school staff, members of the school board, and residents of the Nekoosa community, there is much for us to be proud of in this graduating class of 2018. The senior class has chosen several students who will speak during the ceremony. And at this time, I would like to ask Mr. Victor Hoffmeister, one of our graduating seniors, to come forward to deliver the commencement address.
Good afternoon, Nekoosa High School. Today is Sunday, June 10th, 2018. I'm speaking to you today not as news anchor of NHSN, thankfully, but as a soon-to-be graduate of Nekoosa High School. The past 4 years, I think we all can agree, did not come without hardships, obstacles, and hurdles. Whenever I encountered those hurdles, either on the track or in school, work, or any other aspect of life, I always made sure to look at them with a positive and optimistic outlook. I know what you're thinking. Who could possibly look at 10 closely spaced 39-inch tall wooden hurdle frames positively? But I did find a way. Before you get your diplomas and start the next chapter of your life, I wish that you all be able to do this as well. Our lives are only just beginning, and it's crucial that we be able to face whatever lies ahead, head on and with a smile. A little bit of positive thinking goes a long way. Personally, I thought that with each year that went by, high school would get easier. Familiarity and experience would lead to a lot more success both in and out of the classroom. With each year that went by, that couldn't have been further from the truth. Every year brought new and unexpected challenges that made success seem less and less possible. I was able to reach that success only because of my mindset and forward thinking. Sometimes seeing a silver lining or the light at the end of an ominous dark tunnel can mean the difference between escaping and persevering and not. Sometimes you have to let life hit you until it gets tired, and then hit back. It can be easy to lose sight of this way of thinking. One bad day or 10 could lead to submission and depression. The best way to stay on track is to remember what's most important. Don't succumb to a path of greed, materialism, selfishness, or comparison. Comparison, that is huge. If you're comparing yourself to everyone around you, no good can come of it. Relying on being better than those around you for happiness is a surefire way to not be happy. Comparing yourself to those less fortunate or successful brings an ill-sought arrogance. Comparing yourself to those more fortunate or successful causes a sense of worthlessness. You are you, And as you continue on your journey, never forget that there is no one comparable to you. Life is too short to focus on such negative things. Cherish those around you, friends, family, and alike. Enjoy your experiences, and most importantly, stay happy. A few days ago, most of us seniors were shown Steve Jobs' Stanford commencement speech and Mr. Dye's English 12 final. Jobs told the story of his life, which was riddled with obstacles that he overcame. He was adopted by parents who were determined to put him through college. Once enrolled in college, he soon dropped out, realizing it wasn't for him. This, no doubt, disappointed his family, but he knew what he wanted and let nothing stop him. He was fired from a company that he started, was diagnosed with cancer, but made sure, above all, that he woke up each and every morning doing what he loves. Fortunately, his cancer was cured with surgery, and he was accepted back into Apple. Now, I'm not saying optimism cures lethal diseases, but Jobs did not end up where he was, being pessimistic. My point is that wishful thinking can be more beneficial than you might think. I'd like to end my speech with a quote by John Wooden that I think all of us in this room can apply to our lives from this moment on. Things turn out best for the people who make the best of the way things turn out. Thank you.
Students with cumulative grade point averages of 3.5 to 3.749 are wearing silver cords today, and graduates with a cumulative GPA of 3.75 to 4.0 are wearing gold cords. Would those students with a cumulative grade point average of 3.5 and higher please stand? Would the parents, step-parents, or guardians of these students please stand as well? Please give these students and their families a round of applause. Today we have 3 students who will be delivering honor student speeches. Mr. Jace Olson, Mr. Joel Joslin, and Mr. Nicholas Niprath, please come forward at this time.
Looking back on our elementary and middle school days, we never had the best reputation. We were often referred to as one of the worst classes. However, these last 4 years in our careers within the Nekoosa School District made that reputation a positive one. Our class is unique. We don't necessarily look the best by the numbers, but most of us are involved in something, whether it be athletics, clubs, in-school projects like the school store, or maybe just even working outside school. Not only does it show that not everything is about the grades that you get, but also shows that we are fun to be around. I think the staff can attest to that latter, at least most of the time. It's important to have fun through life because part of life is having fun along the way. These past 13 years, we've had more fun than we probably should have, but we were serious when we needed to be. As a class, we found the medium between the seriousness and the fun, and I believe that is necessary in life. Most of all, don't let your past define who you are. If you want to go do something, then do it. Don't let your dreams be hindered by what happened in the past. Go chase your dreams. Set that goal, no matter how big or small. If you travel through life without goals, then you're traveling blindfolded. Put your mind to achieve that goal and work hard for it. If you fail, keep trying. Dreams are supposed to be hard to obtain. It'll be challenging, but that's when you learn the most. Just remember, it's hard to give up than it's harder if you fail, or just remember, it's easier to give up than it is to persevere through the hardships. If you don't fail at least once, then the goal isn't big enough for you. As Vince Lombardi and Abraham Lincoln once said, it's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get back up. And the best way to predict your future is to create it. Thank you.
Mr. Joel Joslin.
Good afternoon. To all the friends, family, and staff in attendance, thank you for being here for the 2018 graduation ceremony. As I look out over the graduates before me, I'm proud to say that I call many of them my friends. When Mr. Cum told this class 4 years ago that these would be the fastest 4 years of our lives, I, like many who sit in front of me, thought he was joking. As it turns out, he was right. This is it. Through all the late nights, early mornings, last-second assignments, the fact that we sit here today proves that our perseverance and dedication has paid off. This is our moment. We only get to graduate from high school this once, so enjoy it. Today is so much more than simply receiving our diploma, eating cake, and taking a few pictures with family and friends. Our graduation symbolizes the closing of the first chapter in our lives and sends us accelerating forward into the real world. What a roller coaster ride this has been. We all remember cramming in that article of the week at the last moment, and recently scraping together everything required for our ACP binders, all in order to graduate. We now have before us the greatest challenge we've ever faced: freedom. With this comes an infinite amount of new possibilities, but also hurdles. In closing, I would just like to request that each one of us take the time to thank those who have supported us through this journey. Without the support of friends, family, those we hold dear, and especially the incredible staff that have had to put up with us, we would not have been able to accomplish this fantastic feat. Thank you.
And now Mr. Nicholas Niprath.
Hello, fellow students, staff, parents, family, and friends. Initially, to avoid answering this question several times later today, the forecast for later this afternoon and evening is mostly cloudy skies with a high temperature of 73. Now that we have that out of the way, today I would like to share with you an essential tool for success in life: an umbrella. There are going to be days in your future where it is raining, sometimes even storming, but that umbrella will be there to protect you from it. There will of course be days that it snows, and while that umbrella will keep the snow off your head, you'll still have to trudge your way through it. There will also be days where it is windy, days in which that umbrella cannot help you at all. Even worse, a tornado could strike, and while the damage is a reminder of that unfortunate event and may be present for years to come, you know that you'll be able to rebuild. However, class of 2018, there are many more sunny days in the forecast than there are cloudy. Days in which you don't need an umbrella at all. These sunny days could include the day that you meet that special someone in your life or the moment that you pay off your student loan debt. But they don't have to be substantial. Sunny days can exist just because it's Friday or because you said yes to a great opportunity or because it really is just a great day to spend time outdoors. In today's climate, there are days where the need for an umbrella becomes necessary. And sometimes there are days you'll have to search through the clouds to find the sun. But the beauty of the sun is that even if you cannot see it, I assure you that it is still there and that it will return soon. Thank you.
Mr. Richard Reeves was a teacher at Nekoosa High School for almost 20 years. He passed away while still teaching at the school, and in his memory, the Richard Reeves Award was created. Each department in the high school chooses one student who, throughout their career at NHS, has exemplified the characteristics of integrity, hard work, and achievement in that subject area. This year's Reeves Award winners are noted in the program. By their name are two asterisks. In addition, these students, as part of their graduation regalia, were invited to wear a medallion that they received at a dinner in May. Would the recipients of the Reeves Award and their parents or guardians please stand at this time? With us today are Mr. Terry Whitmore, Nekoosa School District Superintendent, and Mr. Brian Giese, School Board President. Mr. Whitmore and Mr. Giese, it is my honor to inform you that the students seated before you have met or exceeded the requirements to receive a high school diploma as set forth by the School District of Nekoosa and the state of Wisconsin. Based on this, Mr. Whitmore, it is my recommendation that a Nekoosa High School diploma be conferred upon these students.
All right. On behalf of the Nekoosa School Board of Education, district staff, and the Nekoosa community, I would like to extend another congratulations to you, our graduates, and thank each of you here today, parents, family, teachers, and friends, for doing your part in helping our graduates successfully complete the K-12 chapter of their lives. So thank you for being here. Each year in preparing for this day, I take time to gain perspectives on the virtues that define you as our graduating class, and then offer thoughts around a virtue or two that will support you as you start the next season of your life. Virtues are the very meaning and purpose of our lives, the content of our character, and the truest expression of who we are as a people. So, in learning more about you as a class from those that are closest to you, your teachers, I learned that you have exemplified the following virtues in your time at Nekoosa High School. The first virtue that was identified is creativity. Creativity is the power of imagination. It is discovering your own special talents, daring to see things in new ways, and finding different ways to solve problems. One of your teachers shared, creativity is by far the virtue that this class embraces and personifies. Many of his memories, his teacher's memories of your class, revolve around seeing written essays, artwork, performances, and friendships that all deal with some form of creativity. The second virtue that was identified was excellence. Excellence is doing your very best, giving careful attention to every task and every relationship. It is a desire for perfection. So one of your teachers shared that your class pays very close attention to details. He further shared that your class makes the little things matter. The third was perseverance, and I've heard this already in some of the comments that have been made. Perseverance is being steadfast and persistent. You commit to your goals and you overcome obstacles no matter how long it takes. When you persevere, you don't give up, you keep going. One staff member shared that your class journey has been filled with ups and downs, yet you have persevered through the good and bad. So as your district administrator, preparing to share a few words on your graduation day, I was moved to share more about two virtues I believe are very fitting for graduation. The first virtue, also a virtue your class is identified as practicing by one of your teachers, is commitment. Commitment is caring deeply about something or someone. It is deciding carefully what you want to do, then giving 100%, holding nothing back. You give it all to a friendship, a task, or something you believe in. You finish what you start. You keep your promises. With commitment, you make dreams come true. One of your teachers shared that you have committed to each other, even though you disagree at times, you quickly forgive. She sees that you have bonded together and are very much like a family. Graduates, with the many requirements and accomplishments that have led to today's celebration, each of you have practiced commitment. Continue to be committed in life and you will accomplish your many hopes and dreams. And just always remember to dream big. The second virtue is confidence. Confidence is having faith in someone. Self-confidence is trusting that you have what it takes to handle whatever happens. When you have confidence in others, you rely on them. Confidence is a great virtue to practice in your journey forward. With confidence, you feel sure of yourself and enjoy trying new things without letting your doubts and fears hold you back. When you are confident in life, you will make things happen instead of just letting things happen. You as individuals and as a class will work with confidence to do great things and make differences in the world. So by the powers vested in me by the state of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction, and the Nekoosa Board of Education, I officially declare that you, the candidates about to receive your diploma, graduates of Nekoosa High School. Mr. Johnson, would you please call the graduates forward to receive their diplomas?
Brandon Anthony. Benjamin David Ashbeck. Elizabeth Pearl Ashbeck. Jenna Lee Baker. Elizabeth Susan Boudreau. Evan Walker Broder. There we go. Hannah Boleyn. Kaylee Rose Carlson. Renee Christensen. Ryan. Cameron Ryan Collins. Caitlin Marie Conley. Tanisha Jean Dominy. Brianna Jo Elmhorst. Olivia Johanna Elmhorst. Kyle Timothy Favor. Jack B. Felter. Madeline C. Fluno. Tyler R. Fauché. Brittany A. Franzen. Caden J. Gersmo. Brett Michael Gildenzoff. Haley Ray Glaza. Trenton James Hazel. Congratulations, Trenton. Private First Class Cliff Jr. Hayes. Haley Jean Heller. Victor Allen Hoffmeister. Joel Robert Joslin. Cole Stephen Caberly. Carson Robert Kautzer. Tess Ann Keenan. Nicholas L. Niprath. Kaylee Joy Marie Kuntz. Hunter Michael Llewellyn. Congratulations, Hunter. Joshua Thomas Martineau. Gregory Miguel Matthias. Savannah Rose McCrossan. Max A. Meadow. Helen Sky Merritt. Lillian Marie Moffett. Colin Terry Morgan. Jordan Naduzik. Connor Cullen O'Donnell. Jace Lee Olson. Kyle Richard Olson. Marissa Grace Pazano. Brett Joseph Pazula. Morgan Michaela Pritzel. Congratulations. Raymond Ray Keelis. Taylor Christine Retzky. Destiny Star Roberts. Samantha May Roberts. Mariah Lynn Schmidt. Moses Segovia. Molly Ann Shutter. Ryan Anthony Sleeman. Keep going, Ryan. There you go. You're good. You're good. Here. Brandon Michael Spice. Grace Kristen Sprain. Clayton Matthew Stakoviak. Kayla A. Zerkins. Caleb Aaron Thomas. Alfred James Upkin. Skylar Marie Vabrina. Michaela Lene Walker. Bryce C. Waltonberry. Jatem Marie Wenzel. Marquand Rashad Wiesen. Congratulations. Cole C. Williams. Shelby A. Winkleman. Brandon Lee Wolf. Caitlin Tara Zerkowski. It is tradition that the tassel be moved to signify the transition from candidate for graduation to graduate. You now have your diplomas, and graduates, at this time, if you would please move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left side of your cap. Congratulations. The class of 2018 has asked Mr. Darren Dye, an English teacher at Nekoosa High School, to be their guest speaker. Mr. Dye, if you would please come to the podium at this time.
Good afternoon. I would like to first off thank the graduating class of 2018 for asking me to speak today. It is quite an honor. The district hired me as a language arts teacher in the fall of 2016, just 2 short years ago. But this was not my first stint as a teacher here at Nekoosa High School. In the spring of 2010, I had stepped in as a guest teacher for 10 weeks, covering for a teacher who would be out for the remainder of the year on maternity leave. I taught 4 sections of language arts and 2 sections of math. Teaching 2 different subjects was difficult, to say the least. But the most difficult part of that task was my 8th hour class. 8th hour can be tough. It's at the end of the day. Both students and teachers alike are tired, sometimes a bit ornery. But I would argue having language arts 8th hour in the spring semester during the 4th quarter as a substitute teacher is even more trying. This particular class was loud. They were boisterous. They were seemingly off task every day. So I grumped a little, I prodded, I pleaded, hoping to bring some sanity to the situation. Then one day, when I was particularly grumpy, at least according to the class, according to them I bark, a student put up his hand, and this student said, Mr. Dye, our 8th hour has been this way all year. We're a little loud, perhaps a bit off task. We joke and we goof off a bit, but in the end, we produce the best work of any class. This student went on to challenge me, suggesting I put up with the organized chaos and wait it out, suggesting I wait to see their end product. And for some reason, against my nature, I decided to try it. So I went through our daily lessons, and I waited. I struggled to be patient. I struggled to be tolerant. And then I collected and graded the first major project for that quarter, that 4th quarter of that last semester. The result? 8th hour had produced the best quality, the most intricate projects by far. And that trend continued throughout the entire quarter. That group had a different dynamic. It was a group that worked well together, but they were just a little bit loud, a little bit boisterous. But when it came time to produce, they produced. I tell this story because that 8th hour class epitomizes what I have seen from this group of seniors here in front of us today. Sometimes they could be a bit loud, a bit boisterous, a bit off task, but ultimately they were listening, they were processing, and they were growing intellectually. Collectively, this class produced some of the finest short stories I have ever seen. They produced some outstanding presentations, and the amount of essays that were written at college level were too numerous to count. We had a student who received recognition at UWSP's Writers' Workshop. We had several pieces of student work selected for publication in Musings, a publication for exemplary creative writing produced at the high school level. But their intellect shined through beyond language arts. The artwork produced under the tutelage of Miss Tempest was outstanding. The work done for FBLA, FCCLA, and HOSA, unbelievable. We had bright and talented students on Math League, on the chess team. We have students doing great things in Educators Rising. We had students do great things in solo ensemble and in so many other areas. It was truly amazing to see. And many of these students traveled to state, and some even made it to the national level in these organizations and clubs. Quite outstanding, all of you. With this extensive list, it would be easy to assume that these young men and women are ready for the next phase of their journey. It would be easy to assume that success is a given. We often think that. They have been given great guidance, and they have prepared well. Yet every parent here knows that as you travel the road ahead, each of you, at one time or another, are going to hit dips, bumps, potholes. Sometimes you may even run into roadblocks. This has happened to all of us. The idea is to find a way to make these obstacles less intimidating, to find alternate routes that go around the roadblocks, or to avoid some of these obstructions altogether by planning a little bit better. A good first step is to be assertive. Ask questions, seek advice, ask for help and guidance. Learn to seek out and use your resources. Our world is filled with people that want to help, people who are there to help. You've already experienced this to some degree. Parents, grandparents, therapists, teachers, professors, advisors, supervisors, priests, pastors, they all want to help you. You just need to be assertive, seek them out, and utilize them as a resource. In addition to being assertive, make sure you seek out those things that are gratifying. If there is one thing that will help you avoid some of the bumps and potholes on life's highway, It is seeking out those things that will gratify you. I do not believe life is all about happiness, but rather it is about gratification, a feeling of accomplishment, a feeling of being part of something good and worthy. Gratification is finding lasting satisfaction in what we do. If you find a career path that is gratifying, your journey will be much smoother. If you find gratification outside of work, through volunteering, through coaching, through a hobby, many of the bumps in the road will be much less bothersome. Coupled with gratification is perhaps one of the most powerful words in the English language: self-discipline. If we exercise self-discipline, we can eliminate many of life's roadblocks. To say no to the late-night card game, to know when it's time to abstain from alcohol, to sit down and study when everyone else is out having a good time, to understand that sometimes you have to put yourself first and say no to others because you need to find balance and peace of mind. This is why we need self-discipline. To understand that regular exercise and a healthy diet affects both mind and body, and to have the self-discipline to make it a priority and make it happen in your life. Many great minds and great opportunities have been lost due to a lack of self-discipline. So take a different route. Make self-discipline part of your daily routine. One final item that is sure to help you, as it is sure to open up numerous alternate routes for you, comes from the world-renowned motivational speaker, Tony Robbins. Tony's job is to give advice. This is what he does for a living. But once in an interview, he was asked what was the best advice he had ever received. His response: a mentor once told him to make sure he was always adding value to the situation. Whatever it might be, add value. And he went on to say that the way to add value to any situation is to work harder on yourself than anything else. Add value to you. Read novels, read biographies, read a combination of fiction and nonfiction. Attend seminars. Take advantage of any training offered to you. Enroll in courses. Experience new things. Take time to travel. Meet new people. Keep up with current events. Be curious. Take time to research, time to explore. All of these things add value to you, and you will carry that add value with you wherever you go, making you a person who is valued, making you a person who is in high demand. But most importantly, you will realize and see the value in you. If you add value to you, thereby adding value wherever you are, wherever you go. If you do this in combination with being assertive, in combination with seeking out those things that are truly gratifying, that give you long-term satisfaction and contentment, and if you exercise some self-control along the way, you can pave your own road. If you incorporate these things in your lives, each and every one of you will have a smoother ride, and you will find lasting success, and I know all of you will get there. Thank you, and Godspeed.
Thank you, Mr. Dye. Next, we will have the Nekoosa High School Choir, under the direction of Mr. Bill Seipel, perform You Raise Me Up. Seniors who are members of the choir, if you would please join the other choir members at this time.
I am
Thank you, Mr. Seipel and the Nekoosa High School choirs. Next, the high school band, under the direction of Miss M. Erdman, will be performing Baba Yetu. So. Thank you, Ms. Erdman and the Nekoosa High School Band. At this time, we'll be viewing a video tribute to the class of 2018. I would like to thank Mrs. Jackson and a group of seniors for all of the effort they have put into the creation of this video.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. Something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
From the sky to the sea, to the air that we breathe, from the depths of the earth to the stars.
Light up the world, light up the world. Run like you're born to fly. Live like you'll never die. Dare what you dare to dream, and everything in between.
Epiphany one night, looking at the endless star-filled sky. The world is ours. The world is ours.
The world is Sing out your battle cry under the staging sky. Oceans and land divide, united we feel inside.
The world is ours. The world is
The world is I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all the scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. I'm not scared to be seen.
The senior class has chosen Private First Class Cliff Hayes to deliver the senior farewell. Mr. Hayes, if you would please come to the podium at this time.
Oh boy. Here we go. Hello everyone, I'm Cliff Hayes, as you said. I'm a student here at Nekoosa, and I've had the pleasure to attend school with the students sitting in front of me since we were all in kindergarten. I know you've already heard a few speeches, and it's getting a little toasty in here, so I'll do my best to keep this short. A quick blurb, one might say. First off, I'd like to say that I am honored to have been chosen to give this speech. And if I'm being completely honest, when I was asked if I would do this speech, I wasn't sure how I could fit one last farewell into such a short time frame. I've known and seen most of these young adults in front of me for the better part of 14 years, nearly my entire life. So believe me when I tell you that we're excited to enter the next chapter of our lives, and it would be Each and every one of us has worked incredibly hard to get to this point, and though I myself am a graduate, when I look out at my peers dressed in their caps and gowns with their silver cords, gold cords, knowing all the hard work that they've put in to get to this moment, it fills me with a sense of pride to know that I am one of them. I've seen them grow over the years into capable young men and women, and if there is any doubt, if there is any fear here today, I assure you that each and every single person sitting before me is capable of achieving any goal that they set for themselves. We have all faced challenges, we have all faced setbacks, personal hardships, defeat, and failure, some as individuals and some together. I know that there was an especially difficult time during my tenure here that we experienced the loss of a dear friend, something no high school student should have to go through. And in this time of loss and hardship, rather than isolate ourselves, we came together more than ever before. Be it helping someone with homework, making someone smile, having a shoulder to cry on, being a friend, or simply talking to someone who you'd never been especially close with. During this time, I saw uncommon kindness become common. I saw people who had grown apart come together. I saw the strength of individuals become the strength of a group. It is because of this that I can say, with confidence, my classmates can and will do great things. There's a bright future that lay ahead of us, and that future is ours if we are willing to accept the challenge and work for it, be it in college, the workforce, or the military. It is not a stretch for me to say that I will miss you, class of 2018. You have all become as much a part of my day as brushing my teeth or eating 5 ounces of chicken and a Greek yogurt every day for lunch. As before, I know and can say with confidence that when I look back at my yearbook 20, 30 years from now and see the young faces therein, they won't appear as strangers, but dear friends and family from days gone by. It is my hope that if and when you do look back, that you think the same. For all those who came in support of my fellow graduates, I'd like to say thank you. I would also like to thank the teachers and staff here at Nekoosa High School and all the other schools in the district for everything they've done for us and everything that they will continue to do here. Lastly, I'll say again that I am proud to be a member of the class of 2018, and you all should be too. I wish you all the best and bid you farewell. Safe travels from home, everyone.
Before closing, I would like to thank some people for all of their efforts to make today possible. First of all, I would like to thank all of the students who performed, the students who spoke, our ushers. If we could give all of them a round of applause for what they have done. Mrs. Bray, my administrative assistant, Mrs. Taylor, our office clerical assistant, for tasks too numerous to mention them all. Mrs. Sievers, our school counselor, and Mrs. Kreider, the administrative assistant in the counseling office, they have put a lot of effort into making sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed for these students today. The Nekoosa School District faculty and staff for all of the work helping these students today and throughout this year and the years before. Nekoosa School District staff, if you would please stand and be recognized at this time. Our custodial staff for the work in setting up for today's event, members of the Nekoosa School District Board of Education, thank you for the work that you do for the school district and for the students in this district. Finally, if you are a parent, step-parent, or guardian, please stand. I want to thank you. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to work with you and your child. Seniors, as you go forward into the next stage of your life, there will be high points and low points. You will have successes and failures. And what at first looks like success may end up being failure, and what at first looks like failure may turn out to be one of the most important turning points in your life. I can't, you can't, no one can predict what is going to happen. But as you go forward, I have a few requests. First, be kind and be aware of what is around you. Practice compassion. Help people when they are down. Help people when they are not down. You really don't know what someone else is going through. Hold doors open for people. Say hello. Treat people with respect. Listen to people. Really, truly listen to people. This can often be difficult for all of us and is in short supply in our world today. Be compassionate with the feelings of others. Whoever said sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, never had someone gossiping and spreading rumors about them. Be kind to animals. Be kind to everyone and everything that you come into contact with. Be someone who makes people smile. Second, please be open to new experiences and challenges. Always keep learning and growing. Don't quit because the task seems daunting. Learn from mistakes and setbacks and persevere. Finally, trust people and be someone who is trustworthy. As you go forward, remember you can only control yourself, and as Mr. Dye talked about self-discipline, try to always act with integrity. Graduates, you have done many great things while you've been students at Nekoosa High School, and we expect you to continue doing great things. And as you do, persevere through challenges, be kind, trustworthy, and compassionate to those you meet. Congratulations on your achievement. Graduates, please rise and face the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Nekoosa High School class of 2018.